Welcome to our first episode of Let's Talk, Speak on It, where today we're going to be speaking on mental health issues. Mental health includes our emotional, psychological, and social well being. Our mental health affects our everyday stage in our life. According to the CDC, 1 in 5 people experience a mental health issue each year. There are also 1 in 25 people living with serious mental health issues. A person's mental health can change over time depending on many factors. Stress is sometimes unavoidable in the world we live in. When the demands placed on a person's resources exceeds their coping abilities, their mental health could be impacted. So today we are going to be discussing mental health issues. Now, before we start, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
I make beats, graphic design. I got 3 kids. On the personal side, I like to go, like bar hopping, trying different foods and stuff like that.
Okay, so you seem to be very busy.
Yeah, I'm skinny, but I like
You like to eat. Same here. Can you kind of discuss some of the mental health challenges that you have faced throughout your life?
Honestly, I just realized that I was dealing with mental issues, like mental health issues. Maybe like a couple years ago, maybe 2019, I want to say.
Okay.
So, 2019, I had moved back to Chicago, and I just felt like everything was just crumbling. Everything else was going right, but I knew my mind wasn't right.
Yeah.
It was just like a big drastic change. So, how I dealt with it was, well, at the time I didn't really know what was going on, but I picked up like bad habits, you know what I'm saying? And then it made me look at everything okay, this not right, so what you gonna do about it? So for the most part it was my kids was looking at me and so I'm like, I don't know what to do. So I had 3 kids, well, I have 3 kids, and I had to pretty much do for them on my own for a short period of time. So that was the craziest challenge of my life at that moment. So it's not likely that the dad had the kids full time.
Yeah.
The primary parent. So that was real challenging for me, and it messed my mental up at the time. So it kind of just kept building, getting worse from there.
Okay.
So I was just dealing with things that I didn't know how to control.
Can you give a little bit more information about that?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, everything really, I feel like it triggered from past situations as a teenager. As friends, they got everybody around you. You going to school with them and standing on the corner with them, and then it's everybody just gone, everybody just fading away. You know what I mean? And it definitely get rough, especially coming from Chicago, South Side. So, but to have something like that with the kids, it's kind of I didn't have my dad growing up. I mean, he was around, but it wasn't like the love that I give my kids.
Yeah.
So it was kind of very, very, very different. And I mean, the mother was there, but she had stuff going on, and it's long story. So pretty much, having to take them to school all of the time, being a primary parent, everything that a parent consists of. Of course, you're gonna be a dad, but just taking on the role of everything that pretty much a woman in the Black community has to deal with, So, but as a man, that really dang, it's rough. It's rough. It was just a big challenge for me, So I had to think how I'm gonna make my money. I couldn't really do anything from home for real, because it was more so what I'm draining mentally, because most of my work is done on a computer. So I had a newborn, and it was he wasn't having it at all. He wasn't having it at all, and that was the biggest challenge. I gotta keep feeding him. He's fussy. It was just the worst.
And then when did you notice that it was time to make a change?
stuff just kept happening. I pretty much was just like sweeping everything under the rug. Like, okay, it is what it is. I'm gonna just keep pushing, keep going forward. Like, ain't nothing gonna stop me. Ain't nothing gonna stop me. Like, pretty much like every other black man, you know, in the world, you know, just you got a problem. We told not to cry. That's what we taught growing up. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you acting like a girl. Don't cry about it. I was crying like crazy. Like, this is crazy.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, dealing with all that, it was just, you know, like really challenging. Really challenging.
So what have you done to like help yourself to cope?
With that situation, I just pretty much just told myself that you can't change other people. You know, you gotta accept what is, you know, and just keep moving with your best foot forward. That's how this year I learned that you know, pretty much for the most part that you make up whatever you feel like you want your life to be. Now, with the situations from this year, I pretty much got low again, and it was like I'm at a point where I don't know who to turn to, because it's like, and you fighting your own mind, you know what I'm saying? And now I'm at that point, like, okay, now I'm able to not think for myself for real. It sounds crazy, but that's how I was feeling. You know, like I didn't have nobody, and I'm like I'm in my mind so much you can't even escape it. You know, and I just had to get away from everything. I dropped everything, moved away, moved one of my close friends, Ruby, to Atlanta for a while, got my head straight. And at that time, it was like, I felt like I had to just do for me, you know? So that was just becoming more self-aware of my actions and what I allowed in my life, and what I didn't want to allow, you know, what I wanted to move with, what I wanted to, you know, act on, you know, what I wanted to pursue as far as my career, and, you know, everything like that, you know, how I wanted to be more as a dad, as a son, you know, brother, all of that. So just taking accountability for my actions, and, you know, just keeping pushing, you know. But nobody's gonna be there for you. It's people out there, you know, but nobody's gonna be there for you. You have to be willing to get yourself out of it. As crazy as it sounds, you know, but we all grown, and, you know, you gotta look at yourself and find out what works for you.
Now, with everything that you have faced, having kids, facing different mental health issues, what motivates you to keep going day by day?
Now I'm back doing music full time. So that was kind of like taking me away from everything with life. Like, I just dive into my laptop and just be like, okay, I don't want to hear that. Throw my headphones and just zone out. You know what I'm saying? And after a while, music had got to a point where I looked at it like a hustle. And once you look at it like a hustle, it's over with. All the love gone for it. You know, like, you're not gonna look at it the same. Outside of that, I learned how to fall in love with music again, and that pretty much like helped me like get out of the mindset that I was in, you know, and build with my career, and you know, just finding out, you know, what I like to do, you know what I'm saying, and like that pretty much like pushed me to do better things. But my kids drive me all, of course, you know, seeing them into everything that I'm into, like drawing, producing, dressing, you know, like clothes. They talk to me about clothing brands. I'm like, what you know about that? So just seeing them, honestly, you know, just seeing myself in them, and at a very young age, and they so advanced with technology right now. It's crazy. So just seeing them and wanting more for them. That's all.
Now, is there anything you would like to share with maybe another black male who's going through some of the same stuff that you have been dealing with. Is there something you would like to share with them?
It's okay to cry, bro. It's okay to cry, bro.
It is okay to
Yeah, for
cry.
sure. Yeah, it's okay to cry. That was like one of the main things that I feel like I was facing, because like I said, you grow up in the urban communities and you told not to cry. You know, that's for girls. You human. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna go through things, shake it off, get back up, try it again. If it happens again, it's cool to cry. You know what I'm saying? But you're not a machine.
Yes.
You're not a machine. you a human, bro. You move off emotion, so that's all I can. That's like the main thing.
Can you tell others how they can find you and follow you on social media?
You can follow me on Instagram. I be on there mostly. Chasing Dough, ChasenDough. Facebook, it's the same. Spaces in between Chase and the N. So the CHASE space NDOUGH. And then Twitter is CHASENDOUGH.
We really appreciate you
Definitely.
discussing things that you have dealt with, especially with your mental health. So thank you. We
Appreciate you for having me.
And now we're going to have music by Afani, Good and Bad.
Nowadays, everything is good is bad. It's getting hard to decide what's good and bad. Make it look good, even when it's bad. Gotta take the good with the bad. Nowadays, everything is good is bad. It's getting hard to decide what's good and bad. Make it look good, even when it's bad. Gotta take the good with the bad. School of hard knocks, I learned many lessons. It ain't about the message. Did you get the message? Sometimes you gotta read between the lines to get the directions. But sometimes the answer is within the question. Why do we idolize material possessions? Why do we live to other standards of what's perfection? Why in order to feel safe we carry a weapon? It's like the more we stay on our phones, we lose the connection. That's why as I'm counting the paper, I'm counting the blessings. Here and now is a gift. We call it the present. We have an oppression, we have freedom of an expression. But freedom is just an expression. We all lost, but we starting to find a direction. On our way, yes, that's the only progression. Can't lie to God, but you can lie to the reverend. But if it's not the truth, then it's not perfection. The only difference that we have is complexion. We all human, but we cut off into sections. Acting like kids fighting over possessions. The more I think about it, it's getting depressing. When we gonna learn, it ain't about who won the election. By the time that we have us, that's just a suggestion. There's no need for all the aggression. Life is a chill, show affection. Make a mistake, be real enough to correct it. Find something to love, make it a profession. Master your craft till you get it perfected. Write your own story, make you a legend. Nowadays, everything is good is bad. It's getting hard to decide what's good and bad. Make it look good, even when it's bad. Gotta take the good with the bad. Nowadays, everything is good is bad. It's getting hard to decide what's good and bad. Make it look good, even when it's bad. Gotta take the good with the bad. I love y'all.
Thank you to our guests, Chasing Dough and Afani. And always remember that regardless of the good and bad days that we have, that it is okay to cry.